After a certain point, it's foolish to put yourself in a dangerous situation. As an example, Jay Z is a billionaire and he worked hard. He developed his life. He got a little lucky, but you put in the work. And he doesn't spend his time, he doesn't live in Marcy projects. Why? Because when you develop yourself and as you grow, you don't put yourself in unnecessary, dangerous situations. You have to evolve, okay? And that's a big example from a big public figure. But all of us can relate in our own small way, whether it's not hanging out at certain clubs. As you get older, you want to get out of that unnecessary, dangerous situation. Whether it's not going to certain friends or family's house that causes that when you go, there's usually a problem. Avoid areas that are higher risk. And even me buying a home base and living as a nomad, part of that calculation was, man, I'm stealth camping, driving more. I'm putting myself a little bit in unnecessary risk at this point in my journey. And you have to push yourself to mature because it's not going to naturally flow. There's a lot of talk about let things naturally flow, and that's wisdom to a degree. But to go to another level of growth, you have to push yourself to another level, and you have to put up boundaries, and you have to remember to not go back to certain situations that may have been fun, they may have been your best life, but they no longer are. And there's many examples in everyday people's lives where you could really destroy your life, possibly lose your life, putting yourself in an unnecessarily dangerous situation because it used to be a good situation or it used to be fun, and it no longer is for you. And you have to accept that as you grow, there's some things that even if they once were for you, they no longer are. And if you can't accept that, evolve, and push forward to another level of growth, you will stunt your growth. You will not evolve. You'll not develop yourself to where you're supposed to be. And that's a very important, basic life lesson. You can go to all the therapy. You can hear all the motivational speaking. You can go to church a million times. But at a certain point, what you're looking for, the miracle you're looking for, the answer you're looking for is simply not to put yourself back in a situation that is no longer for you. Because if you can't do that, you could lose every bit of progress you made in your life and then some. Or you could even lose your life. Or you could just live a life of stunted growth, never reaching your full potential. And many of men and women fell prey of wanting to go back to something that was once good but is no longer for them. And that's something you always got to check yourself and ask yourself, am I putting myself in the right environment for the right reasons, with the right direction of going forward and growing as a person? And if you can't say that on a consistent basis, there's always a few exceptions, right? Like, Jay-Z may go to Marcy for a museum exhibit to visit old friends. You may go back to visit family at a certain area, but you're not called to move back there. You're not called to live there. And that's the thing. You got to go to another level. And that's some basic life examples that we can all relate to if we're being honest with ourselves. It's a simple life lesson in just about 5 minutes, but it will take some people 50 years to understand this, and some people never will. And you always have to remind yourself, is it time for me to take myself out of this situation and go to another level of growth for my best life? And that means it doesn't naturally flow. You have to push yourself and put up boundaries and remind yourself why you're doing it. I hope this video helped you. Thank you.